Hello, Tam and the Tam VOTC channel. Been a while since I've done one of these. Sorry about that. I do have the other comics ready for when they are to be read for the channel. This is a different version of... I have like two different copies of Detective Comics number 27. And I'm also going to plan on doing Action Comics number 1 next to the same time. So, yeah. I hope you enjoy. Last time I did get to read this, but it had none of the visual of the comic book itself. So I decided to do the visual this time. So yeah, I haven't read this in a little bit. Also mostly use the perspective of my camera to read, so if I have problems, you know why. And I'm sorry for any terrible camera quality. The Batman, a mysterious and adventurous figure fighting for righteousness, apprehending the wrongdoer in his lone battle against the evil forces of society. The case of the chemical syndicate, the Batman. His identity remains unknown. The home of Commissioner Gordon, who at the moment is entertaining his young solicit friend, Bruce Wayne. Well, Commissioner, anything exciting happening these days? No. Oh, except these fellow, they call the Batman, puzzles me. Hello, what's that, Lambert? The Chemical King? Stabbed to death? His son's fingerprints on the knife? I'll be right over. Talk about something exciting. Old Lambert has been murdered at his mansion. I'm going there now. Like to come along? Oh, well, nothing else to do. Might as well. The Commissioner and Bruce Wayne speed toward the Lambert residence. Hello, Sergeant. Everything under control? Yes, sir. We've got young Lambert in the back room. And after the thorough examination of the scene of the crime, the room becomes busy with the usual police routine. Well, I'm finished in here. Let me talk to young Lambert. Hello, Lambert. They say you killed your father. I didn't do it. Commissioner, believe me, I didn't do it. Oh, come on. It's gonna be like this. Sorry. Calm yourself, my boy, and tell me all about it. Well, sir, tonight I came home early and I was passing the library. I heard a groan. I rushed in, and there was my father lying on the floor, with a knife sticking up from his back. And as I rushed in, I got the impression of something leaping out of the window. I also noticed that father's safe was opened. I pulled the knife out of my father's body and turned him toward me, just in time to hear him say, "Contract! Contract!" Ugh. And then he died. That's how I got my fingerprints on the knife. That's the truth, Commissioner. Did your dad have any enemies? Or people who had an interest in his business activities? Not that I know of, except his 3 former business partners. Let's see. They were Stephen Crane, Paul Rogers, and Alfred Stryker. Commissioner, there's a man named Steve Crane who wants to speak to old Lambert. When I told him that Lambert was murdered, he got very excited and wanted to speak to you. This is Commissioner Gordon. What's the trouble? Yesterday, Mr. Lambert called and told me he received an anonymous threat on his life. Today I received the same. That's why I called up, and I'm afraid I'll be next. What shall I do? Wait. Do not leave anybody in. Leave anybody in? What? We'll be over soon. Don't let him leave. As we can. What's that, Bruce? Ho hum. I'll leave you to here to finish your work. Sorry, the way he worded that frickin' tripped me up. I'm going home. Meanwhile, Stephen Crane sits in his library with a feeling of impending danger when suddenly there is a sickening shot. Crane slumps in his chair, dead. The murderer rushes to the safe and secures a paper. Did you get the paper? Yeah. As the two men leer over the conquest, they do not notice a third menacing figure standing behind them. It is the Batman. The Batman! The Batman lashes out with a terrific right. I don't know if I would call that terrific. He grabs his second adversary in a deadly headlock and with a mighty heave sends him hurt and barely criminal flying through the air. The Batman swiftly picks up the paper that the murderer stole from the Stephen Crane's safe. Meanwhile, the commissioner draws up in his car. It's the Batman! Get him! Mr. Crane has been murdered, sir. It's horrible. That's 2 dead partners. Out of the 4 that have received threatening notes, the other 2 must have received them too. Let's go to Rogers next. The Batman reads the paper he snatched from the killers, and a grim smile comes to his lips. Oh, come on, focus. He speeds his car forward to an unknown destination. Meanwhile, Rogers, who has learned of Lambert's death by news broadcast, has already gone to the neighboring laboratory of his erstwhile partner, Alfred Stryker. Hello, Jennings. I must see Mr. Stryker quickly. Won't you come in? Jennings, Stryker's assistant, carries Rogers to the basement of the laboratory. One more out of the way. Soon I'll control everything. This is the gas chamber to use to kill guinea pigs, to experiment with. But now you are my guinea pig. When this glass lid covers you entirely, gas will come through the jet and kill you. You fiend! Jennings pulls a brake which starts the gas down over Rogers in certain doom. I'm going down now to turn the gas on. Sleep well. At the moment the Batman leaps through the open transom, the Batman seizes a wrench from a table and leaps for the gas chamber. The Batman quickly plugs the gas jet with a handkerchief as the gas chamber descends entirely over them. He then unties Rogers and with a powerful swing, Jennings turns and is startled by the Batman. He reaches for his gun. What the? The Batman greets Jennings with a flying tackle. Is he a wrestler? Meanwhile, Alfred Stryker has heard the crash of the gas chamber as he enters the laboratory. Rogers, what happened? Your assistant Jennings tried to kill me. However, Stryker has not noticed the Batman, who has secluded himself in the shadows. So he didn't get you after all. Well, I'll finish you and then throw your body in the acid tank below. You... Oh, my hand! What's the idea? Why did he try to kill me? This rat was behind the murders. You see, I learned that you, Lambert, Crane, and Stryker were once partners in the Apex Chemical Corporation. Stryker, who wished to be sole owner, but having no ready cash, made secret contracts with you to pay a certain sum of money each year until he owned the business. He figured by killing and stealing the contracts, he wouldn't have to pay his money. This money. Sorry about that. A very clever scheme, and being the contracts were a strict secret between the four of us, our heirs or the outside world wouldn't know a thing about them. But how did you know all this? I secured the contract from one of his hired killers. Suddenly, Stryker, with the strength of a madman, tears himself free from the grasp of the Batman. Sure, I did it, but you won't send me to the chair for it. I'll. Ah! He's falling right into the acid tank. A fitting ending for his kind. How can I ever thank you? Why, he's gone. The next day, young Bruce Wayne is again a visitor at the Commissioner's house, who has just finished telling Bruce the latest exploits of the Batman. And then Rogers said the Batman went through the skylight. Very lovely fairy tale, Commissioner. Indeed. After Bruce Wayne has gone, Bruce Wayne is a nice young chap, but he certainly must lead a boring life. Seems disinterested in everything. Bruce Wayne returns home to his room. A little later, his door slowly opens and reveals its occupant. If the Commissioner could see his young friend now, he'd be amazed to learn that he is the Batman. Watch for a new thrilling Batman story next month. Years ago. And if you don't know, Detective Comics mostly does, like, I think most of their stuff is detective, like, mystery stories. That's the only part I wanted to read, though. But yeah, they mostly do that stuff. I remember I was in the comic book store recently when someone was talking about the Superman, the Action Comics #1, and we were talking about how he doesn't fly yet and such. He doesn't even have, like, the same backstory that we come to know him today, because he was dumped off in an orphanage. That one I had to kind of, like, even remember in the first place. Speaking of Detective Comics #27, this is Dude. Can't stand him up, but he's based on the same design of Batman. But yeah, like when they came out with both Superman and Batman, they were in these different comic books where they mostly centered around different characters and, like, whatever was gonna stick or people found most popular and exciting. I think thanks to some of the decisions made later, Bill Finger is a big part, of course, too. Don't forget him, but I can't deny Bob Kane also had a good influence on how Batman uh, ended up where he is now. But yeah, Bill Finger should have definitely got more recognition to an extent. But hey, or any recognition, honestly. um, yeah, I don't know what else to say there, but they really helped grow Batman. Hell, even the Joker probably would have ended up just staying dead if it wasn't thanks to, I can't remember which one, if it was Bob Kane or Bill Finger that made the final decision that they wanted to bring him back to life so that they could have him. It might have been Bill Finger. I know that Bob Kane had a ridiculous, like, red and black and yellow outfit with a little, like, Robin mask, which kind of seems like what Robin would look like later. So maybe that was the idea for Robin later. They still used his design. But yeah, they wanted to go with this as Batman's design, and of course, it's evolved over time. But yeah, this is kind of closer to the classic look, minus the purple gloves. I hope you enjoyed nonetheless. I will see you when I do Action Comics #1 and some of the others, and I will see you next time. If you did enjoy, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments below, and have a awesome day or night, depending on your time zone.